rejection. It's something you will face, but it should never break you. In this video, we'll uncover how to take rejection, flip the script, and use it to build unshakable confidence. So stick with me. This might just change the way you see rejection forever. Let me start by telling you something personal about myself. I used to be terrified about rejection. I had the kind of fear. I genuinely remember times when I had genuine panic attacks because the idea of putting myself out there would shake me to my core. Whether it was speaking my mind in a relationship, starting a conversation with someone, or even expressing how I felt in certain situations. For years, I let that fear control me. It felt that every no chipped away my confidence. I avoided taking risks because the fear of rejection was so overwhelming. But here's the thing. Every rejection I faced was actually a building block. And everything changed when I decided to confront that fear head on. Through trial and error and a lot of learning, I discovered how to stop taking rejection personally and use it as fuel to grow. And let me tell you, it changed my life. Today I work as a high-ticket sales rep, traveling across EMEA, pitching to some of the world's biggest brands. And guess what? I probably now get rejected more than the average human, but it doesn't bother me anymore. In fact, it's helped me become more confident, more resilient, and build better long-term relationships. Here's the thing. Rejection isn't just something to get over. It's an opportunity. One that can transform your life if you know how to approach it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, so you can turn every no into a stepping stone toward greater confidence and success. So let's dive into 3 practical steps to face rejection and turn it into confidence. These proven strategies are simple, but they're powerful when you put them into action. Step 1. Separate your self-worth from the outcome. The first step in turning rejection into confidence is understanding that your self-worth isn't tied to an outcome. Too often we internalize rejection and let it define who we are, but here's the truth. A no doesn't mean you're not good enough. It simply means the situation didn't align at that moment. Think of it this way. Some of the most successful people in history faced countless rejections. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. When she wrote Harry Potter, it was rejected by 12 publishers before one person finally saw its potential. Imagine if she had let those initial no's stop her. Her story is proof that rejection is often about time and perspective, or the preferences of others, not your value. One of my favorite quotes is by Thomas Edison, and it goes, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways which won't work." Whether rejection you're facing is from a potential partner, a friend, or a client, it's crucial to remember that it doesn't define your worth. Rejection is often situational. It might be about their needs, their timing, or their own circumstances, not you as a person. For example, in a friendship or relationship, someone might not reciprocate your interest because they're focused on their own journey, not because you lack anything. In a professional setting, a client might turn down your proposal because it doesn't fit their strategy right now, even if your work is exceptional. Here's the key. You need to learn to see rejection as information, not a verdict. When you can do that, you free yourself from the emotional weight of a no, and focus instead on what you can improve and how you can grow. Remember, every rejection is just a redirection. I love that one. The second step to turning rejection into confidence is to build resilience by intentionally exposing yourself to it. Now, this one might sound stupid. Why would you deliberately seek out rejection? But the truth is, the more you face rejection, the less power it has over you. Think about it like going to the gym. When you lift weights, what are you doing? You're essentially breaking down the muscles so they can rebuild stronger. Facing rejection works the same way. It strengthens your emotional resilience every time you encounter it and push through. I want you to start small. Begin with low-stakes situations where the rejection won't have a big impact. For example, I have this really stupid thing I do where I cheekily ask for a discount at every possible opportunity, whether I'm at a coffee shop, whether I'm getting a suit tailored, or even random places that don't make sense. Most of the time, I get a polite no, but sometimes I'm surprised with a yes. And even when it's a no, I've trained myself to not feel awkward about it. It's just a fun way to practice rejection without any risk. One effective challenge you can try is the rejection therapy game, created by Jia Jiang. It's a 100-day exercise where you intentionally put yourself in situations where rejection is likely. For example, asking a stranger to borrow their phone, or see if you can take a photo with a store employee. What you'll find is not only do you become desensitized to rejection, but you'll also be surprised how often people actually say yes. This approach rewires your brain to view rejection differently. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, you start seeing it as part of the process. You realize that rejection doesn't define you. It's simply feedback or a momentary setback. The more you practice exposing yourself to rejection, the more confident you become in situations where the stakes are higher. Like asking for a raise, pitching to a client, or pursuing a new relationship. It's about building the muscle of resilience so you're prepared to handle rejection and move forward with confidence every time. Step 3. Reframe rejection as a stepping stone. The third step is to completely reframe how you view rejection. Instead of seeing it as the end of the road, start seeing it as a necessary part of your growth journey. Rejection isn't failure, it's feedback, it's redirection, and sometimes it's the exact thing you need to get to where you want to be. Here's a perspective shift. Every no gets you one step closer to a yes. I'm in sales, and we often refer to it as the law of averages. The more asks you make, the higher chances of your success. If you statistically know that 10 asks lead to 1 yes, then each rejection is simply a part of the process. Let's take the story of Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and had multiple business ventures fail before creating Disneyland. Or Oprah, who was told she wasn't fit for television in her early career. These rejections didn't stop them. They fueled their determination to refine their craft and prove doubters wrong. In your own life, whether it's a rejected proposal at work, being turned down by a potential partner, or losing out on an opportunity that you wanted, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Sometimes rejection offers valuable insights you wouldn't have gained otherwise. Did you misread the situation? Was there a better way to communicate your value? Or perhaps it just wasn't the right fit? Another way to reframe rejection is to see it as a test of resilience. Can you keep moving forward when things don't go your way? If you can, you're already miles ahead of most people. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't just stop because there's a rock in the path. You find a way around it. And with each obstacle, you get stronger and more experienced. One tip that works for me is journaling. After rejection, I write down the situation, how I felt, what I can take away from it, and sometimes I realize it's a lesson. And other times I realize it wasn't about me at all. Either way, the act of writing helps me process the experience and move on with a clearer mindset. Finally, remember that rejection often has nothing to do with your abilities or worth. It's about timing, circumstances, or other people's priorities. That job you didn't get, it might mean there's a better opportunity around the corner. The person who didn't reciprocate your feelings, it frees you to connect with someone who truly values you. The sooner you start seeing rejection as part of your journey instead of a roadblock, the faster you'll grow into a confident, unstoppable version of yourself. Rejection isn't the end. It's just the beginning of something better. Now, look, I know, rejection isn't easy, but it doesn't have to hold you back. With the right mindset, it can become your greatest teacher and the foundation for unshakable confidence. Before you go, I want to hear from you. What's one rejection you faced recently, and what lesson did it teach you? Drop it in the comments below. I'm going to try and read every single comment I get, because this journey isn't just about me. It's about us growing together.